Hey everybody, and welcome to Bits of Board, where we're talking board games, miniatures, cards, and dice. My name's Michael, and today we continue on our journey through Machina Arcana's Horror in the Ice scenario. Now, we're still in Chapter 1 here. If you haven't seen the first part of this, go check out, it's the review titled video. Check that out for the first part of the story, then come on back here, and we'll jump straight in right about now. Alright, picking up where we left off at the end of the last episode, Kim had a very successful explorer phase, defeating the Yedithian and gaining herself a second point of essence. All the while, Hank down here is doing his best to fend off the Thrall, having dealt 1 damage, but the thing is still alive with 1 health point left. With all of their stamina spent, we now move off to the spawn phase. We'll start by rolling the dice for Kim, and we roll a 4, which is less than the current spawn rate, so no monster will spawn, and we reduce that track down. We'll now roll for Hank, and that there is a 7, which means we're going to have another monster on the board. Oh my goodness. We'll draw from the monster deck, and we have a Mygo. Looks tricky, he's got a pretty mean arcane attack, but he does reward the explorers once he's dead, so this should be pretty interesting. We're going to go ahead and spawn him right next to Hank down here. Oh boy, we are in some trouble here, aren't we? Having spawned the monster, we now reset the spawn track to its default value, and now we're going to go ahead and roll for our horror event. This one here is going to go off on a 4+. And we roll a 7, so that is a horror. We draw from the horror deck, and we get Impatience. Monsters can now move through other units. Oh boy. Alright, that's good for them. I'm not sure how it will affect us just yet. All that's left is to move up the monster threat. And it's time for the monsters to activate. We're going to begin with the Thrall, who's already adjacent to Hank there. He's going to attack, spending 2 of his 5 points of stamina, invoking another horror event. Back to the board, we roll, and it's a 1. Yes! Alright, so no horror event here, but we do drop the horror track. It's going to be easy for the Thrall's second attack. A 3! Ah, it's equal. That means we get another one. We get Creeping Death. This horror event has an effect that powers up every time a monster dies. And every second time it's powered up, monsters get to move up to 2 spaces. Damn that Thrall, not only do we get the new horror event, but we push up that spawn track as well. Oh, it's not going to be long until we've got the level 2 monsters in there. Alright, now the Thrall's activation is almost over. He's got 1 point of stamina left, so we're just going to move him to be orthogonally adjacent to Hank, because that is what they prefer, funnily enough. Alright, Thrall is activated. Let's go to the Mygo. Now, these suckers have 5 points of stamina, and they're going to be attacking with 2, so that means this Mygo here is going to move, and then he's going to get 2 attacks in against Hank. Oh! We're going to be rolling 3 white dice for the attack here against Hank's will value of 2. Let's roll. Oh, 1, 2, 3. That is a wound. And the second attack? Even worse. This Mygo has got to go. Alright, with them out of the way, we move back into the Explorer's phase. And I think we're going to begin by moving Kim. Let's see if we can get her into range to fire off on one of these enemies. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then, is she in range? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, she's not. And she's going to be no good to us there. All right, what if we go 1, 2, 3? I think what we're going to need to do is kite these monsters for a little bit. So what we're going to do instead is Kim is going to spend her 3 remaining points of stamina to activate the chest. Now we're going to go for some more apparel here. I already know what that top card is going to be because we're saving that one for Hank. It's that beautiful trench coat. But the second card we've drawn here is the Scryer, which is a headpiece. I think we're going to want to take that because check it out. We do get a point of armor out of it, but we also get a nice little ability. For 1 stamina, we can look at the top 2 cards of any deck and reorder them. We're going to add that to her loadout equipped because she is a gunner. She's able to immediately equip any apparel items. It's a good move, I think. Aiming just for some longevity here. Let's now move into Hank's activation, and hopefully we can start to deal with the monster menace here. I'm going to start off with a melee attack against the Thrall. We'll of course be using the bouncing hurlbat. We'll spend 2 points of stamina, and we need a 3 here. Oh yeah, we roll very well. That is enough to damage the Thrall, but not only that, that is enough to take him out completely. We discard the monster card, and Hank, for his troubles, gains an essence. Now we could go ahead and take a small swing at the Mygo using the Jagged Carambrate, but I'm thinking we make it for a quick runaway. Yeah, we've got 4 points of stamina left. Let's bail. I'm thinking we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Done with the explorers, we move into the spawning phase, and we're going to hopefully not spawn any monsters here. Rolling for Kim, we get a 1, and that is a no spawn. We reduce the track, and now we're going to roll for Hank, and that is a 2. It's a 5. Guys and gals, no spawns, no monster spawns. This is amazing. All right, next up, we're going to resolve the horror phase. We'll roll the dice, and we get a 10, which means a new horror event. Draw the card, and we get Vicious Attack. This card, oh man, is going to increase monster attack rolls by 1. I hate it. Successful horror event, the threat track goes up. Alright, all that done, we move into the monster activation, and this one shouldn't be a bad one for us. The Mygo is going to go to the closest explorer, of which both are equal distance, would you believe? But because Kim has the lowest health, it's going to target her. The Mygo is going to move to get in melee range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys and gals, that is 4 points of stamina. It doesn't have enough now to make the attack. And with that, we're back into the explorer phase. We're going to begin with Hank. He's going to spend 2 points of endurance to move into melee range of the Mygo. And now he is going to attack the crap out of it. We've got the bouncing hurlbat. We're spending 2 points of stamina. What do we need? Well, the Mygo has an armor rating of 3, so a 2 or a 3 plus I'd be very happy with. A 4 is exactly what we want. That Mygo takes 1 damage. 1 to go. And you know what? Hank's not even done there. He's still got 2 stamina left. Let's go for the kill. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! A 1 and a 3. That is totally enough to take him out. Thank goodness. So we'll remove the Mygo from the board, and we'll resolve its on-kill effects. Here, the attacker invokes an explorer event. How cool is that? And we get a binding event, hook and rope. Now, the way that these events work, these aren't available for all explorers. These instead are bound only to the explorer who activated them. So Hank, this is your new ability. For 1 point of stamina, Hank can now remove an adjacent door token, close an adjacent door, then discard this event. Could be handy. Alright, well done, Hank. And I'll tell you what, guys and gals, by the looks of things, we might be up for a brand new chapter now, because check it out. Kim is adjacent to the chapter space, and she has enough stamina to activate it. The catch here is that normally we wouldn't let her because she's only got 2 of the 3 essence required, but because Hank is also adjacent to the chapter space, we can share his essence to complete the activation. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. Kim spends 3 stamina and her 2 essence. Hank chips in 1 essence, and guys and gals, we are done. We head over to the board here, and we can flip the chapter card, and we move to chapter 2, Trial of Blood. Oh my goodness. You ready? Let's get into it.
Although the curious ornamentation on the pillars attested to the great mastery of their creator, should you focus on their fluid curves at length, their sinister and alien contours would force themselves to repeat endlessly in your mind. Tearing my eyes from the sight, I noticed various trinkets scattered on the floor that resembled standard exploration equipment. Is it possible that we are not the first of our era to set foot here? My suspicions grew stronger as our advance revealed yet further signs of cult involvement. Suddenly, I lost my balance and had to brace myself against the wall for support. Ignoring the cold, organic feel of the stone, I gazed at my feet. My heart skipped a beat when I realized I stood in a thick puddle of blood. There was no body or sign of struggle, just this dark, congealing ooze trailing forward out of sight. We dared not look at each other, lest we see the fear on our companions' faces as we followed the trail into the darkness.
Now, moving to a chapter means a couple of different things. For starters, we need to reset the default values for the 2 tracks on the board here. So our spawn track is going to default at 6, and our horror track will remain defaulted at 4. Now you'll notice another symbol here. This is a blocking event, which means that this event cannot be completed by simply activating one of those chapter spaces. Instead, we have to resolve the instructions in the chapter ability section. Now let's quickly look at that so we know what's going on. For starters, all of our explorers gain a new ability. We can spend 1 health to move up to 3 spaces. Then we have a tracker. Every time we lose a health this chapter, we're going to place a marker here, and once we have 4, we can move on to the next chapter. I guess that's why they call it Trail of Blood. Oh my goodness. Now, this also has an enters play effect. Explorers may now move up to 2 spaces. Okie dokie, let's do it. Alright, so let's have a bit of a think about this. It looks like we're going to be spending a fair bit of health to get ourselves through this part of the chapter. So I'm thinking we need to get down to this bottom right-hand corner of the map here so that someone can heal. Now, I'm not saying Hank needs to go down there, but we're going to move him that way anyway, mainly so we can free up the path for Kim. We'll move her 2 spaces, 1, 2, and then we'll just finish her activation. Remember, she still has 3 points of stamina left. Let's go ahead and activate this chest here. We'll leave the apparel side of things for the moment. I'm thinking we might try and grab a weapons upgrade. Oh, it's tricky because we really don't know what we're going to get here. Let's grab a weapons card and maybe an artifact card as well. What do we get? So our weapon is the blood boost gun, which can upgrade. Yeah, it can upgrade our current weapon, so that's pretty cool. This one here only costs 2 stamina with a range of 3, and we get to roll a black and white dice, and it's only going to get more powerful the more times we hit. We also have drawn the technogenic dynamo, and for 2 stamina here at range of 3, we can switch target units' armor and will for this round, and then it causes our attacks to become arcane. Both of these are pretty damn cool. God, I'll need to have a think. Look, honestly, I don't think I can pass up a cheaper attack here. This could potentially give us 3 attacks rather than just 2 in our current stand. I do love this though, so I'm going to return this one back to the deck, but the blood boost gun I'm going to place in Kim's inventory. Unfortunately unequipped for the moment, but we might find some time shortly. Alright, our explorer activations are finished. We move into the spawning phase. We'll begin rolling Kim, an 8. That is a spawn. Alright, so we're gonna draw, and we find a Cthulhu. Now, it's actually in a mobile monster. It's only got 1 health and 1 stamina. Its main purpose is to heal wounded monsters on the board, but check this out. It has 4 stamina and 3 will. This thing is gonna be tough to kill. We'll place him up top here, closest to Kim. And boy, we're going to have our work cut out for us there. All right, now we've got to roll for Hank. Let's see if we can't get away with it. Oh no, a second monster. We are going to be overwhelmed here. What have we got? The Witch. Now this sucker we're going to want to get rid of really quickly because it can destroy action spaces as well as damage our explorers from a distance. Huge amounts of will, very minimal armor. I like our chances to kill it quickly, but hopefully it doesn't do 2 more damage before we can get to it. Now, because the spawn space is covered up, we get to choose a space closest to it to spawn. And while I would love to spawn it directly into the pit to kill it off straight away, I don't think that is going to happen. So I'm just going to place it orthogonally adjacent up top there. The witch will emerge from behind this nightmarish tree. That is a terribly unlucky spawn phase. Let's see if we can't do any better in the horror. We're rolling just once here, and we get a 6. Look, actually, I'm pretty happy with that because we no longer have the increased monster attack rolls by 1. What do we get instead? Lure of the Dark. Explorers move 2 spaces towards spawn space. Ouch. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 1, 2. That is pretty annoying. Definitely not where I wanted to go, but we've got to suck it up. Into the monster phase we go. We'll begin with the Cthulhu, the tree. If a wounded monster exists, it's going to restore 1 health to the monsters. Otherwise, it's going to arcane attack 3 explorers. Oh, I misread this. This guy is tough. So he's going to perform an arcane attack against all of our explorers here. We need to either kill it or get some wounded monsters on the field. God damn. We'll begin rolling for Kim. She has 3 will. Oh, 1, 2. That is not enough to damage her. I love it. Same attack, this time against Hank. He's still got no armor. We really need to fix that. So his will is 2. Oh, yes, yes. Check it out, guys and gals. We are safe from attack there. But you know what? That kind of sucks because every time we get damaged over the course of these monster phases, we can progress forward to the next chapter. It's a trade-off, but we've got to do it. Okay, now for the witch. This thing has 4 points of stamina. Oh man, and its attack only costs 2, so it's going to get 2 attacks in here, and it can target within range of 2. That is both of our characters in range there, so it's going to be Kim with the lesser health. Oh wait, Hank's got the same amount of health. Okay, so we can choose how this goes. What sort of attack is it? Arcane? We'd better give it to Kim. It's 1 black dice, 2 white dice. Let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough to protect us. That is 1 point of damage to Kim. It is going to attack a second time, also targeting Kim. 1, 2, 3. Still enough. And a 2nd point damage dealt. Now we do have a very tiny silver lining here, and that is for every point of damage we receive, we progress forward towards the next chapter. We have 2 of the 4 required tokens here. Let's just hope we can get the next 2 of our own accord, hey? Alright, monsters are done. Let's get into them with the explorers. Now I honestly think that the best person to take out that Cthulhu is going to be Kim with her gun. Honestly, 4 armor is going to be tough to beat. But I guess to give her every bit of chance we can, we're first going to move her. 2 points of stamina, 1 and 2, so that she is adjacent to the wall up there, because if you remember, her special ability allows us to increase her attack rolls if she is adjacent to a wall. From there, we're in range 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Cthulhu. We spend 3 points of stamina and we're rolling 3 black dice. We'd better do well. And we do so damn well. We didn't even need the wall for that one. Alright, 5 plus 1, 6 against the armor value of 4. This thing takes the wound and is destroyed. With 1 point of stamina left, there's not really much to do here. So we're just going to sneak off into the corner there. Hopefully next turn we can get up, maybe even heal a bit up there. We'll see. Alright, Hank, let's kill a witch. Now, if we can get in close enough for the attack here, we're going to make the wound, but let's be smart about this a little bit. See, the witch's armor is 0, which means any physical attack we make against her is actually going to hit. So with that said, we're going to use the bouncing hurlbat, but in its ranged form, where within range of 2, we'll spend the 2 points of stamina, and we'll even unequip the weapon. But guess what? If we make the hit with this one, it's going to return to us equipped, and that is going to happen no matter what. So, we make the throw, we roll the dice don't matter here, the witch is dead. And in doing so, our hurlbat returns. And we can now continue with 4 stamina left. Let's continue our journey back down to the south here. Really, I just want to get this armor. What's it going to take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you know what? Let's end this chapter. I'm going to take advantage of the chapter abilities, and I'm going to spend 2 points of health to gain 6 points of movement. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're in the room, we are happy, healthy, and we even have enough stamina. So we can go ahead and start activating all these goodies. But guess what? We have now met the requirements to move on to the next chapter. The Trail of Blood is done. We flip over and we move into chapter 3, the Torn Journal. Now, I'm gonna go through the new chapter stuff next episode, and that includes spending Hank's remaining stamina, but that is it for today. Now we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna save all the chapter stuff for next episode, so stay tuned for that. And that does, of course, mean Hank's activation is going to be completed then as well. No surprises though. He's probably gonna get some pretty sweet armor out of it. Yeah. Let's head back to the studio, have a quick debrief, and I will see you next ep. See you soon. There we have it, guys and gals. Our explorers, they're not doing too well, but we are making our way through the first part of this scenario here, heading into chapter 3. What an amazing time to be alive, am I right? There's going to be much more to come, so stay tuned for all that. If you're enjoying the series so far, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and do all the things that you guys can do to help this channel grow. But besides that, guys and gals, I'm going to get straight back into the filming side of things. So that is it. As always, my name's Michael. This is Bits Aboard. We'll catch you next time.